everybody. Today I am bringing you another layout from my older nephew's wedding, and this is a photo of my younger nephew and the maid of honor. He's actually signing the license at that point, so that makes their marriage official, and that's what I wanted to get documented for this particular layout. And I'm scrapbooking the very last, I think, 4 photos from this particular wedding, and these are for my scrapbook. I made them their scrapbook, and they've had that since the beginning of this year, actually. So anyway, to start off, I have that cross paper or plus paper there. It's a gold embossed, and it's from My Mind's Eye on Trend, and it's the Happy Sketch paper there. And then I have that little black paper in the background that kind of has some, I don't know what to describe that. It is kind of a diagonal crosshatch there. That's from Bella Boulevard, the Illustrated Faith line, the Bright and Brave paper, and it's the border paper there. So I have that all down, and then I chose that doily there, which is from the Sunny Side Up Bakery, which is Hobby Lobby's doily line. It's an 8-inch doily. And then I also chose that This and That card, which is where the title for this comes from. It's from Project Life, the Golden Collection themed cards, and I believe I picked that up at Hobby Lobby as well too. I don't know if they still have them, because the products I'm using on these wedding layouts, most of them are 3 years old now. Luckily for me, though, I had 2 weddings to scrap in these colors, which I have talked about before. So I have my basic layout kind of figured out there, or the basic layout. And I'm sorry, somehow I adjusted my camera and I'm really off in the view. So I hope that I pull this up, although there's not a lot that goes on below, but I'm a little bit off. So I'm thinking about what sorts of layering elements I want to do here. In this particular case, I was looking at that ampersand from the Simple Stories Story of Us chipboard stickers, but I'm not going to end up putting that on here. I thought it disappeared into the doily a little bit too much. It's a little bit too white, and then the white of the card, just you can't really see it. So I wasn't very happy with the way that ended up looking. So I'm going through my other products here. You can see I've used a lot of different lots of, there's bits and pieces of things left over. And I'm looking. This layout was very quick, including the part that you didn't see where I chose the 2 papers, the doily and the card. It only took me 18 minutes for this whole process. So, and I'm still layering and things like that here. It's not like I'm not doing that. It's just the more I scrap, the quicker I get. And I also think that that's part of being a YouTuber as well. Just because I think you scrap so much, you get faster with your process. And I pretty much video everything I do unless I'm on a retreat. Once in a while, I'll just do a bunch of things for myself. But you're usually seeing what I've done, the amount of layouts that I've produced. Now, in that weekend that I scrapbook, I do 50 layouts, or I do a weekend twice a year. And it's really basically, we're there for 4 days. We get there Thursday at noon. We leave Sunday at noon. So really, I'm there 3 full days, and I usually do 50 layouts or more. Last year, I did over 90 layouts. I was working on my second nephew, who's actually in this paper, their wedding scrapbook, and I did 66 layouts just for their wedding scrapbook. Now, they were a lot less involved with less layers and that kind of a thing, but it still is a lot of scrapbooking. All right. So now I have the basic idea of what I want to do down and have basic spacing. Sometimes like here, I didn't cut that black paper off because I wasn't sure what my embellishment clusters were going to look like. And for some reason, this is like the second layout I did this day that had a piece of paper sitting to the right side there with a doily. But those 2 layouts are going to be, this one's going to go into the 2014 scrapbooks, and the other layout I did, which you saw the week you saw right before this one. It's called Happy Hours. Those two, that layout will be in 2017, so no one will ever know. And even within my own scrapbooks, even if I do it in the same year, I do about 12 by 12 scrapbooks a year. So I can put, there's so many volumes that people don't even see them. All right, so while I was talking, I chose that gold chipboard arrow. It's from the My Mind's Eye on Trend Cool Chipboard stickers. And then I also have that camera flare to the right. And that camera flare I like, but if you look at it, I should have sent it back. It's from Two Peas in a Bucket, which obviously no longer exists. I should have called them about it and said, hey, or not, I'm sorry, that's not from Two Peas in a Bucket. That actually is from A Flare for Buttons, I believe. I think it is. I don't know. One of the two. It's older. I don't remember for sure. One of the two places. But I didn't, it's very off. The printing is very off. It's not, because I've had other pieces of this flare with different colored cameras, and it's way to one side and up at the top. So what I want to do is I want to get this on this layout, but somehow hide the bottom of that so it looks a little bit more balanced. And in the end, I think I'm pretty successful doing that. What I do is I decide to use this gold bow here, and that is from Recollections Crafted Paper Bows. That's a line that they had out at Christmas. I don't remember if it was, it's a couple years old. So then I chose another bow from that line. I am going to take that second bow off though and put something else up there. It just felt like, it feels right now like I should have a third bow on there because I only have two, because I have 3 clusters started. So I will fix that eventually. And I'm just trying to decide, do I want something up at the top, you know, this little arrow here? And I'm going to end up not putting that on there either. I think it threw off the balance. If the black piece of paper in that whole cluster was a little bit lower, then I think I would have needed something on the top. But I think it throws off, if I put something up there, it interrupts the continuity of the line of the plus paper on the 3 sides. So now I found that little heart sticker there, and that's a really nice piece of black, getting some black up to the top there. That sticker is from the Simple Stories, The Story of Us expression card stock sticker sheet. And I like the way that pulls that up. I like that it's, you know, the little heart theme there is nice because it's a wedding page. That kind of a thing. And now I still need to attach that flare, so I'm looking, and it took me a little bit because I thought I had some dimensional pop dots, but I think I've actually or glue dots. I think I've actually used them all now. So I just took one. These bigger ones have a little bit more dimension to them. And see, I'm really careful now about how I'm going to line that flare up. All right. The one thing about the 2-piece flare is I had a bunch of it that I hadn't put on pages, and it rusted. I do live in a more humid climate, but it's not humid all year long. I mean, if you live in Florida or Georgia or something like that, I can't even imagine, or Hawaii, how the flare would rust. And I found my 2-piece flare and my flare from October Afternoon both rusted quite a bit. My other flare from other places didn't do the same thing, so I was really unhappy about that. All right, I'm thinking I want something up there by that sticker. Not quite sure what it is yet. I tried one of my little, I'm trying some hearts. I'm trying a little heart. These are hearts I've punched myself, and I keep a little bag of them. And I don't know, I didn't like how that gold sat against the gold of the top of the This and That card. So I'm going to go back and look to see what else I can find here. And I come across my Yes Please enamel shapes. This is from My Mind's Eye, Yes Please. And there were a bunch of hearts and there's dots and that kind of stuff. I've used quite a few of them, but I'm going to take a black heart and I'm playing around a little bit here to see how I want to put them on that sticker. And at first I start with 2. And when I put that down, I don't really like it. It feels like hard eyes staring at me. So I'm going to grab my tweezers to get these off. And I'm just going to put 1 in the middle here. And then I'm going to add that heart there to the arrow. And then I'm going to add another one right here to this camera. And I think that also helps kind of distract you from the unevenness of that camera. So and then I think I successfully managed to get the camera on the layout so it's not just sitting in my stash of flair anymore. And I have a tray of embellishments that I wanted to use on these wedding layouts that were black and gold themes, so it's nice to have that out of the tray as well. All right, so now I'm just taking my Pip pen and I'm going to do a little bit of journaling here. Just talking about how them signing the license made it official. And like I said, it only took me 18 minutes, but the layouts are still layered. They still look like my style, and you can get a lot of layouts done, which is a good thing because I have a lot of photos to scrap. And it'll be nice. I think these are the last things that need to go into my 2014 album, so now I can organize those albums. All right, everybody, I'm just about done. I hope you are all well, and I will be back with another layout again soon. Bye.